You thought being good at your job would get you promoted, that if you showed up early, hit every deadline, fixed problems without being asked, they would notice. They do, but not the way you think. Because the better you get, the harder it is to move you. And that's where it starts. At first, it feels like progress. You're the one people rely on. Your manager trusts you. They stop checking your work. They start saying things like, "Honestly, I don't have to worry about you." It sounds like a compliment. It is. But it's also the beginning of something else. Because now, you're the safe option. And safe people don't get moved. Level 1. Reliable. You're a few months in, still learning, still trying to prove yourself. You reply to emails fast. You double-check everything. You fix small mistakes before anyone notices. You stay an extra 20 minutes, sometimes 40. No one tells you to. You just do it. Because you think that's what gets rewarded. And it does. Just not how you expect. You get your first real feedback. Great work. Super reliable. Keep it up. No mention of promotion. No mention of growth. Just keep doing what you're doing. So you do. Then something small happens. A system breaks. Everyone's confused. No one knows what to do. You figure it out. Quietly. No announcement. No credit. Just fixed. And from that moment on, you become the person they go to. Not officially, but everyone knows. If something breaks, it goes to you. Level 2. The go-to. Your workload changes. Not in title, not in salary, just volume. More emails, more problems, more responsibility. You're now doing things that weren't in your job description. Training new hires, fixing reports other people messed up, handling the annoying client no one wants. Because you don't complain. Someone even jokes, "Just give it to you, you'll sort it." Everyone laughs. You smile. But inside, you feel it. Because now your job isn't one job, it's 3. You start noticing something. The people around you aren't as good. They leave things unfinished. They miss deadlines. They ask basic questions. And somehow, they don't get more work. You do. At first you think, "That's fine. I'll stand out." But what's actually happening is different. You're becoming hard to replace. Level 3. Too valuable. This is where it shifts. Subtle, but permanent. Your manager depends on you, not just for tasks, for stability. You're the one who keeps things running, and that creates a problem. Because if they promote you, they lose you. Replacing you isn't easy. You know the systems, you know the shortcuts, you know who to email when something goes wrong. You fix things before they become problems. And that kind of person is expensive to lose. Not in salary, in disruption. So instead of moving you, they keep you. You notice it during performance reviews. Exceeds expectations. Critical to the team. You're doing amazing work. But then, nothing. No title change. No real progression. Just more responsibility. You start hearing something else too. "We're just waiting for the right opportunity." It sounds reasonable. It isn't. Because the truth is, there's never a right time to move someone like you. Level 4. The trap. Your days start to blur. Same desk, same tasks, just more of them. You open your laptop at 9:02, inbox already full. By 10:17, you fixed 3 things that weren't your responsibility. By 12:40, someone messages, "Hey, quick question." It's never quick. You eat lunch at your desk, scroll for a few minutes, then back to work. At 3:26, something breaks again. Guess who they call? You stay late. Not always, but enough. And here's the part no one tells you. The better you get, the less you learn. You've optimized everything. You know exactly how to do your job. Fast, efficient, automatic. It feels like mastery. It's not. It's repetition. You're getting better at the same things, not new things. And the next role requires completely different skills: strategy, decision-making, delegation. You're not practicing those. You're practicing execution. So when opportunities come up, you're not ready. On paper. Level 5. The label. It happens slowly, then all at once. You become known for something. The Excel person. The one who fixes issues. The reliable one. At first, it feels good. Recognition, trust, respect. But labels stick. People stop seeing your potential. They see your function. In meetings you're not in, they talk about you. Not as someone who could lead, but as someone who's essential where they are. He's too important in that role. She handles all the messy stuff. We can't move them right now. And just like that, your future gets decided. Without you. You try to change it. You take on more. Volunteer for projects. Speak up more in meetings. But the story about you is already written. Level 6. The realization. This is where it hits. Quietly. You see someone get promoted. Someone who isn't as good as you. They miss things. They ask questions you already know. They're slower. But they're visible. They talk more. They're known by people above your manager. And suddenly, they're ahead. You replay everything. All the late nights, all the extra work, all the times you fix things without being asked. And you realize something uncomfortable. That was never the game. The game wasn't do the best work. The game was be seen doing the right work. And no one told you. You remember a small moment. A coworker leaving exactly at 5 o'clock every day. Not rushing, not apologizing. At the time, you thought, they're not serious. Now, they're in a better role. Level 7. The shift. You start changing. Not dramatically, just small things. You stop saying yes to everything. Not immediately. You let some problems sit. See if someone else picks them up. Sometimes they don't, and that's the point. You speak more in meetings, even when it feels uncomfortable. You mention what you're working on. Not bragging, just visible. You schedule a conversation. What do I need to do to move up? And for the first time, there's hesitation. Because now you've created tension. You're no longer the quiet, reliable one. You're someone who might leave. And that changes everything. Because movement doesn't come from performance. It comes from pressure. Level 8. The truth. Here's the part that doesn't feel good. Being good at your job is just the baseline. It gets you in the room. It keeps you employed. It makes people like working with you. But it doesn't move you forward. Not on its own. The people who move up aren't always the best. They're the ones who ask, speak, position themselves, create visibility. They don't just do the work, they make sure people know they're doing it. And if they don't get what they want, they leave. That's the part most people avoid. You stayed because you were comfortable, because you were valued, because you thought, eventually, it would pay off. Sometimes it does, but often, it doesn't. Level 9. The cost. You look back. Not years, just time. You got faster, better, more efficient. But at what? The same job. You didn't expand. You optimized. And optimization feels like growth, but it isn't. It's staying still, just faster. You became the person everyone relies on, but not the person who moves. And that's the trade-off. You thought being good at your job would get you promoted. It does something else instead. It makes you essential. And essential people don't move. Not because they're not good enough, but because they're too good at the wrong thing. And by the time you realize it, you've built something very stable, very respected, very reliable. A place you can't leave.